Israeli forces have killed at least 12 Palestinians in the occupied West Bank since the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel took effect in Gaza, according to the UN. And suspected settlers have carried out attacks in the Palestinian territory while the Israeli military expanded its presence in Jenin, a refugee camp that has long been a flashpoint.
In a lot of ways, we're seeing the Gazification of the West Bank in terms of the air raids, drone strikes, the infrastructure destruction. It's very similar methods and tactics.
Israeli forces moved into Jenin last week using drones, bulldozers, and armored vehicles. They say the raids are to counter Iran-backed militant groups. Hundreds of Palestinians evacuated from their homes after Israel's military ordered them to leave, and long queues at Israeli checkpoints awaited people moving between cities and villages.
It's very possible that Israel is doing this now to send a message that even though there's a ceasefire in Gaza, we continue to occupy, control, and dictate the terms of Palestinian life in the West Bank. Israel has de facto been annexing the West Bank for decades, and with much more acceleration since October 7th and since this far-right government came into power.
And Benjamin Netanyahu's government has been bolstered by U.S. President Donald Trump's pro-Israel stance. Less than a week after he was elected, far-right Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich said 2025 is the year Israel will annex the occupied West Bank. This would violate international law. Trump lifted sanctions against violent settler groups after retaking office, and now settler violence appears to be spreading. In recent days, Palestinians said that masked men, believed to be Israeli settlers, attacked villages in the West Bank and set cars and buildings on fire. 12 people were injured when the men beat them, the Red Crescent reported. Israel's military said the men also threw rocks at Israeli troops who came to disperse the group. Israel's military has been accused in the past of protecting settlers while they attack Palestinians. Settlements are illegal under international law. Trump has appointed a string of senior officials with close ties to the settler movement.
The national security team that President Trump assembled basically may and could provide the pretext to help the settlers annex the entire West Bank and not just to build new settlements on occupied Palestinian territories. So this is it could be a fundamental transformative change if and when the Trump administration agrees to the annexation of the occupied West Bank.